Good evening, everyone. This is Kurlon. We're doing things a little bit differently this evening. We're going to do a three-way match cast. I've got Seabiscuit and Tios with me, helping out this evening. Today's matchup is a round 5 match, North America Division C. Thank you. We've got Dropship 4 going up against Cameron Highlanders Claymore. This match has some implications for the series. This will be both teams' last match in this division, and potentially, depending on how things play out, we could see a team lock in the number 1 spot or move up the rankings. So,
yeah, it's gonna be a really good one to watch. I know Cyclone Jack and Good Pilot Air, they've actually been doing very well this season. But you can't really say that Rainbow Dash and Archon and Stucifer and Orbit Rain haven't been doing the same. So,
right. So before we start dealing with the teams, why don't you guys introduce yourselves?
Go ahead, Tios.
Hi, I'm Tios. I don't know what else to say.
Well, I mean, hey, there's a start.
Tell them where you're from. What team you're on?
Tios. I currently play on the White Knight Legions of Div B, who will hopefully get Div A. I mean, not Div A, but get first place in Div B.
This is 228 Seabiscuit from Death from Above. Unfortunately for White Knight Legion, I'm hoping we're going to get there instead. So, anyways, I'm an Aries. No, I was kidding. You're going a little bit too far there. Anyways, hello everybody.
Right, so those are the casters with me tonight. As you can probably see at the moment, we've got both teams in lobby. We've actually got a little bit slow on the start, so my apologies to the teams. That's my fault. That's technical fun in the background, getting set up to pull this off. As you know, nothing ever quite goes to plan. But
now, that being said, we should have some interesting things going on in this one. We may have a few we may have some video and picture. It's gonna be nice.
Alright, so why don't we start things off, as noted, Dropship 4, Cameron's Highlanders Claymore Division. For those of you that are not familiar with the Martial Olympiad 8v8 format, we're going to be doing 5 drops over the evening. The first maps for drops 1, 2, and 3 have been predetermined. Everyone drops on the same maps for this round. The last map for drops 4 and 5 is chosen by map ban process. Banning mechs would be fun. So we're going to flip over to the map ban and determine what maps we will be playing on for the last drop of the evening. So as you can see, the possible options are Alpine Peaks, River City, Rubelite Oasis, Terra Therma, and Viridian Bog. Teams are going to alternate banning maps till we're left with one option standing. That's what we'll be playing on this evening when we get to drops 4 and 5. Seen Alpine Peaks quite a bit, River City. Really the only maps that haven't gotten as much play as I would hope were Terra Therma and Viridian Bog. Bog in particular doesn't seem to be that popular this season.
If memory serves, Bog has not been played a single drop this whole year.
That's incorrect. There's one drop, I think it was Aces Wild and Cameron Highlanders that actually ran one. I believe that's the only one I've seen.
That matches my memory.
But yes, Bog and Terra could use some love.
So Dropship 4 bans River City.
So getting second most popular one out of the way right off the bat.
Which I find interesting. River City I like as a 3-cap map. I don't so much like it as a 5-cap. It feels like a map that too quickly snowballs. And there goes Rubelite Oasis.
And Terra Therm is still not getting any love.
Oh, will it be Bog?
It's going to be Bog.
Wow. Who was the last ban here? It was
Cameron's Highlanders.
Cameron's Highlanders. So again, Cameron's Highlanders from the second team position are going with Viridian Bog. So maybe they learned something from the first time.
Now, Cameron's Highlanders is making an interesting choice because by banning both Rubelite and Alpine, they're trying to avoid maps that are very key on long range. So perhaps they're going to play more Brawly tonight?
Yeah, that is definitely a possibility here.
All right, now we've got that determined. In the meantime, we roll back to the first drop, which is going to be on one of the classic MWO maps. We are going to Frozen City Classic at night. This will be a 5-cap full conquest. Teams are allowed to be in between 575 to 625 tons. Team 1, Dropship 4, will be Team 1 for this drop. Any predictions?
Honestly, D4 is, I believe, Division B in the last season that they were. And I know they were the gatekeepers to the top 12 in Worlds. I know they're a really strong team. That being said, they did lose a few people in their main lineup, like Spooky Scary Skeleton. While that's a seemingly gentle name, I guess he was probably one of their better pilots. So that being said, they did pick up pilots like Gitka, who is pretty strong in his own right.
And Dropship 4 has locked in, so just waiting for Cameron Highlanders to get settled. And I already see people active in chat. Excellent. There will be giveaways. We've got Mech Bays, we've got MC. So, you know the routine. Make noise in chat. If your name is pulled, whisper Curl on TV to collect your prize, because I'm not chasing you down. And
for those that didn't know, the chat's going to get even more lively probably after our second, as Blackwatch versus Black Omen is, I believe, in drop number 3 right now. So if you're trying to get some giveaways, I think now is just about the best time to be in chat. Because we're going to be getting about 150 people coming in after drop 3. And we are launching.
Excellent. First drop of the evening.
So those of you in chat, this is Tios' first time casting, so give him some love there in the chat. He's nervous.
Nothing.
You need nothing?
Don't give us a note there. I was worried for a radio cast there.
No, I haven't done that in like days.
Well, luckily we've got some video, so if there is a radio cast, you're at least seeing something.
They'll have the conquest screen in the bottom corner, though. Alright, Cameron's Highlanders fielding a Huntsman, a Flea, a Stalker, an Annihilator, 2 Blood Asps, a Kodiak, and a Slap. So Cameron's Highlanders is obviously going for a more mid-range deck here. The Kodiak is a very unusual choice, though. Ever since that mech was nerfed years ago, it was removed from comp due to just how tough it is to keep that mech alive.
And that's an odd build on it.
Yeah, what's it got on it?
2 LB10s,
2 UAC10s. Very brawly build.
It is. So we have a Jenner D, a Vulcan 5T. That was a really popular one this season so far. 2 Blood Asps, Mad Cat 2-B, Direwolf Ultraviolet, and 2 Cyclops 10Qs for Dropship 4. So classic DACA builds with Mad Cat, Bloodass, Direwolf. They're actually getting on the high ground here, right over here on Capo.
And Cameron's Highlanders is setting up a lot of UAVs, attempting to put Overwatch over the map, though there aren't really any Dropship 4 mechs that are close. I'm curious to see what they plan on doing with their Stalker 4N, seeing as that is a very unconventional mech in comp.
Although the Stalker has been more popular this season than seasons past.
Stalker has six large lasers, so evidently an Overwatch mech, but not quite enough range to reach back to the Dire.
Didn't catch if the Jenner came in via tunnel or not, but...
No, the Stalker won't get heat capped as quickly as the ER large variant will. So if it has to fight up close, it can.
We now have some light trading going on from either side. It seems that Dropship 4 is starting to lose a bit on the trades, with their Direwolf Ultraviolet already down to 80% health.
Yeah, I'm sorry. White Tiger ate a strike full on here and knocked down to 87%. And his Stalker.
So this is interesting. I'm not used to seeing this kind of prolonged trading in the lower divisions. This is more what I would expect with the higher division teams.
It is quite unusual, though, that Dropship 4 has 2 clearly brawl mechs on the field, and they are just not being able to do anything with them with all this long-range trading, while compared to Cameron's Highlanders, who seems to be built almost entirely for a mid-range.
Looks like we're about to have a fight on Theta between Stucifer and 2 mechs here from Dropship 4.
Dropship 4 wants nothing to do with it.
Dropship 4 is pulling back. They dropped a strike on Theta to delay, but that seems to be all they wanted. Oh, and a Huntsman drops down from Cameron's Highlanders, seemingly wanting to pull 2 mechs to get Theta real quick.
Yeah, it looks like they're just being comfortable with the stay back and hold caps strategy. And Pilot Air in the Vulcan is just trying to make sure that they keep Theta, just shooting them on the cap.
And we have the Jenner D starting to move in on the Cameron's Highlanders line, but he seems to be pushed back by the Blood Eye.
Yeah, no one seems to be interested in making a hard commitment yet.
It looks like both teams are trying to wait for the best advantage here to go ahead. That being said, the Jenner here from Dropship 4 is facing down a Sleipnir and decides in his best interest it'd be to get out of the way.
That strike didn't appear to connect.
Cameron's Highlanders making a slow advance forward, since now that they do not have a 3 cap, that is the only option that they do.
Yep, so Gitka and Cyclone Jack and their Brawl Cyclops with a bunch of S. Looks like they're going over the Dropship here.
Yep, here it comes.
The strike. They need to really get in there. They're outside of the effective range at all of these SRMs.
The lines seem to be at a standstill. At this point, it looks like Cameron's Highlanders is just waiting for Dropship 4 to make a push.
Yeah, the way it looks right now, Cameron Highlanders are really forcing them to push because of the cap point. And we have a push out.
And Dropship 4 is starting to roll over the Dropship, and the first mech from Cameron's Highlanders goes down. That is an assault mech on a massive hit.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to trade an assault mech for that Jenner. But now Gitka taking the full brunt of the assault hit as Cyclops.
And Cameron's Highlanders is now fully enveloped, and a lot of their mechs are in the red. They will not be lasting for much longer.
Yeah, just the high DPS of the Cyclops here are really tearing up the...
Oh, and the second mech from Cameron's Highlanders goes down, and Cameron's Highlanders takes down the Jenner, but now it's 3 assault mechs gone for Cameron's Highlanders, 4 down.
Yeah, the mechs are just going down one by one. And the Mad Cat 2-B wasn't even in the fight, and Yin Yang Spinny Thing just really got in there to the fight. Just down to Lucifer. So they are still ahead on caps, so it's going to see if Lucifer is going to just try and take the try and get a cap win for his team here, as kills don't actually matter in MOR. Not unless there's a tie.
At this point, it does not seem like there is much that he can do.
No, it's now 3 cap for Dropship 4, only 2 caps for Cameron Highlanders. I don't think he can pull off a delay game with 6 active Dropship 4 mechs on the map.
No, it's going to be very difficult.
No one opted to chase him through the tunnel.
Looks to be going to get a quick cap on Gamma, but with 2 fast mechs bearing it down on him, that may spell his doom.
They have resource point Gamma.
And the Flea has a cap on Gamma. He's now running to take the low ground, trying desperately to stay alive at this point.
Yeah, with Kappa being the closest point that he doesn't, and it just getting flipped over, I think if he heads that way, he's going to be done.
Yeah, Dropship 4 has a unit waiting for him at Theta.
Yeah, Soviet Armada and his blood ass.
Yeah, just ignored him. They're playing cap game at this point.
Yeah, Cyclone Jack is still pretty fresh in his Cyclops. Just standing here on Theta.
We have Gamma.
That is not what you want to see when you're charging with a Flea.
No.
No, not. And
No.
Cyclops opens fire.
And he gets halved by the Flea. And he just ate him.
And Dropship 4 has won. Drop 1.
Yeah, so it's a pretty convincing win by Dropship 4. I think it was just a matter of DPS numbers. Cameron's Highlanders took a lot of range mechs, mid-range mechs, and Dropship 4 took DACA and Brawl. And once they noticed that they could really just push in, it was pretty much game over immediately.
Kurlon, I'm getting requests that you could turn up my mic volume, please, for your end through I think Discord.
Yeah, I saw that. I was going to take care of that when we flipped.
Awesome.
I'm going to bring up switch us over to detailed stats. And I'll let you guys go over the stats while I tweak the back end.
All right.
A pretty even damage spread from both sides.
There, let's see if that gets you a little bit more volume, Tios.
Awesome. I lost my visual. There we go. The Madcap Mark IIB of Dropship 4 seemed to put out the most damage, so that's probably because he was able to stay on the Overwatch line. The Cyclops 10Qs not putting out as high as I thought that they would, but I guess when they pulled in, all the mechs were already damaged enough.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Lord Archon getting a shockingly low 94 points of damage in that drop, which is a little odd given that all the trades that he was doing, but I guess he just was not able to get good enough line.
Alright, I'm going to flip us back to the lobby.
Oh, map start time. Awesome. So Cameron's Highlander strat was a little bit flawed, as their biggest movement was to group up here in Charlie 4 low and attempt to just trade at range with their one stalker on Overwatch here on Pride Rock, as they tried to establish a 3-cap between Sigma, Theta, and Epsilon. And we had Dropship 4 setting up very heavily with the Dire Wolf on Overwatch, with firing lanes across the whole map, and all of their mechs pretty much grouped up around this Bravo 3 area. So once they started to move in, as Cameron's Highlanders stay in the same spot, they were able to completely envelop them and engage from all sides. Oh, does the map strat want to load? Hello? There we go.
Yep. So you pretty much hit the nail on the head. It looked like Dropship 4 wanted to do a little bit of mid to long range poking there with their ultraviolet up in the high ground, as well as their Deca Bloodass and the Mad Cat. So, I mean, really, I believe once they saw that they were going to be outranged if they did that, the Cyclops just kind of pushed up and led the charge in, and the Deca mechs just, you can't really out DPS Deca, Mad Cats, and Bloodass. And that was large laser stalkers and the like.
All right.
So it should be noted that. Sorry, it should be noted that Drop 4 has to win. Let me do some quick head back. They have to win 19 points, 4-1. Is that correct? In order to clinch for first place in their div, they have to win 4 of these drops.
Got to check the numbers. It's either 3 or 4. Should clinch it for them. In the meantime, teams are getting ready for the second drop. Domination, 350 to 375 tons, and no more lock-on weapons. And the map and mode are changing. I'm going to flip that on us. We are going to Frozen City. Domination. Clear all of Teos's wonderful map work.
Darn. I was so attached to it. So Dropship 4 has to win three drops to tie for first place, but if they get a 4-1, then they will clinch first place in NA Division C.
Okay, Cameron's Highlanders have locked. I'm going to cheat and use caster powers to recheck my notes and make sure that I've got the numbers correct. That was 2 kills for Cameron Highlanders, 8 for Dropship 4. Flip us back to the lobby, and once these teams are ready, we will kick off the next match. And it looks like both teams are ready to rumble.
All right, and we are launching.
Here is the exciting Frozen City. Why we fight over it, I don't know.
And just wait on the dropships to come on in.
All right, so Cameron's Highlanders bring a Hunchback 2CA, a Piranha, 2 Vulcans, a Supernova C, a Hunchback 4P, that is not the Hunchback 2C, the standard Hunchback, a Mad Dog Revenant, and a Mistlynx. So this is a very weird drop deck choice from the Highlanders, trying very hard to break the current meta of MWO.
Yeah, then we have Dropship 4 here actually utilizing the Charlie drop point here with Vulcans, Assassins, Wolfhounds, and Linebackers, and 2 Novas. So very brawly. It's a pretty quick deck. The Novas, of course, being the slowest mechs that are here. Well, I do like it.
Very odd choice from the Highlanders to put 90 tons in the lightest drop in this setup on a single.
Yeah, it's a 6 ER large supernova. So it looks like they're kind of favoring some of the higher division team strategies of having long range mechs and a bunch of other short to close range mechs.
However, Dropship 4 is already starting to close and see if they can force a brawl, which would entirely remove the overall effectiveness of the super. I am curious, though, to see what is on the Highlanders Mad Dog, seeing as that is a very unusual chassis to see in combat.
Yeah, it looks like an LB20 and 4 SRM6 is here for that Revenant. Very brawly indeed.
Odd choice, though, because you don't need the hero mech, and the Hunchback goes down from the Highlanders, a very early death, and the Mad Dog seems to be close to fall, and the Mad Dog goes down, but they the Highlanders do manage to trade it for a Nova from Dropship 4.
Yeah, it looks like the Mistlynx here is the next focus down. Looks like we're in Meteoroid's cockpit here.
Oh, and the Piranha goes down from Clayton Highlanders due to a very stunning and fast shot to the sea.
Yeah,
And Clayton Highlanders is now half dead and just barely holding on to what mechs they have as Dropship 4. Oh, and another mech goes
but
down.
Note the clock.
Yeah, and Order Rain. Oh, the clock.
And Cameron's Highlanders has won the drop. Apparently, Dropship 4 forgot to push through this, or forgot to keep a mech in the circle, I should say. Wow,
Yeah.
that is not what I expected this drop.
No, pulled a classic Blackwatch there and threw the game. Love you guys. Just had to reference your EMP match last night.
Mm-hmm.
So, wow.
Much higher damage numbers from Dropship 4, and only 2 mechs left from Cameron's Highlanders. But in the end, it just wasn't enough because that's not how this game mode's played.
Yeah, the Supernova, Kirin Yagami, jumped right into the circle once he realizes the ZR larges were going to do nothing once he got here, and won the game by standing in the circle. So, good job, Kirin Yagami, realizing that D4 was out and realizing that your potential was better as a effective light mech doing nothing but standing where you needed to be standing.
This has been a very reoccurring theme throughout the season for a team to just get so blinded by the kills that they forget that the domination circle exists. This has happened, what, 3-4 drops now then of the season?
Yeah, so the most recent one, of course, being last night. So it's, I believe, White Knight Legion did it once against MF on HPG. Blackwatch has done it against EMP, and this is at least the third one.
All right, so while the teams swap, I'm going to give stuff away.
So are we giving away MC or Mech Bay for this one?
Oh, let's start out with some MC.
Awesome.
We got 55 people watching.
Of which 12 of them is probably bot accounts from a member of EMP, of which I'm not going to.
And so far, looking at chat, I think they are really enjoying the window.
Yeah, my concern is I'm seeing some reports of buffering and stuttering, so I'm wondering if my connection is not hanging on.
I'm not seeing it in the... Oh, no, I see it a little bit in the stream. It's not nearly as bad.
Yeah, so probably going to turn it off for the moment and see about a better internet connection. Sorry about that, folks. In the meantime, TB kind, you have potentially won yourself some MC if you can follow instructions. You need to whisper me via Twitch to collect your code. Take note of that name in my notes. And actually, I've got another MC code that did not get claimed last night, or on my last cast, so we're going to give that MC code away as well. Meatroid, you're the other winner. So, same rules. Whisper me via Twitch, collect a code. If I don't hear from you within a day or so, I put the code back in the bin. So, for the third drop, it's going to be same as before, but we're going to flip the teams around. This time, Cameron's Highlanders is going to have an opportunity to start the match from the Team 1 side. Looks like both teams have locked in. So, when you are ready to launch this match, we'll get it underway.
I believe that both teams is locked. Are we ready to launch?
Looks that way. We may have a slight moment here.
And you guys ready?
I'm good to go. Tios?
All right, we are launching.
All right. And chatters, please let me know if I need to make any more audio adjustments. I'm aware of the video adjustments. We're going to keep working on that. I am recording the match also, so we will have a better copy of this to put up on YouTube.
It is worth noting D4 did have a whole lot of teammate damage in that drop.
Save strikes.
Yeah, it was 89 by Cyclone Jack, 46 by Meteoroid, 99 on Soviet Armada, and 35 on Magnificent.
Alright. We have mechs incoming.
Yes, we do. So, Cameron Highlanders bringing the Quick Draw IV4, Mislinks G, a Crab, a Vulcan, a Warhammer 6R, a Wolfhound, another Warhammer 6R, and a Commando 1D. So it looks like they're going for another range strategy with these 6Rs, I believe.
My video feed is currently lagging out. I can't quite see the mechs Drop 4 is bringing. Oh, now I got it. Dropship 4 is bringing Assassin 21, 2 Assassins, 3 Kintaro 18, another IV4, a Piranha, and a Nova. So they are going for a very heavy SRM brawl here with the Piranha and the Nova, the only ones that can actually carry lasers in this drop.
Be interesting to see how Dropship 4 adjusts their tactics this time as far as how many mechs they commit to the circle, given what we just saw in the last match.
Yeah, they were very handily winning that fight, but just through the game. 90 tons well invested by Cameron's Highlanders in the capping Supernova.
IV4 with 2 LBX-10s. That is a very unusual mech choice, or very unusual build choice, I might say, by Cameron's Highland.
Does that get any of the useful quirks out of the quick draw at that point?
It does get a minus 20% cooldown for ballistic, which does make its IV4s firing, not its IV4s, but its LB10s fire incredibly fast, but you still have to deal with the low mount, and the fact that if your arms get blown off, then you're a stick.
Yeah, so the one thing he does have going for him in that IV4 with the LB10 is that IV4 has more armor than any other 60-ton mech.
Yes, it does. And Dropship 4 is seemingly starting to stall around the corner, dropping a few strikes where they can to get early damage on Cameron's Highlanders, but it's not proving to be quite enough as the 2 Warhammers sit on Overwatch trying to prep for a push.
Yeah, those Warhammers are the ER medium double Goss variant. So if they just sit in the stalemate, it's going to be hurting for Dropship 4. But they're pushing in. Astidius is actually all the way down to 58%, 42% for Axe and his Piranha. Meanwhile, Lord Archon's the only one really getting focused down by Cameron Tyler. Though Dropship 4 is doing a lot better job focusing him down than Cameron's Highlanders is of doing Astidius or Axe. Syrup and Proner looks like the next target call door.
And Lord Archon has gone down from Cameron's Highlanders, and Cameron's Highlanders has also sent 2 mechs around through the rear. Oh, and a team kill from Cameron's Highlanders.
Yeah, team kill. Rainbow Dash killed by his own team, Dereku.
Most likely a safe strike. Oh, and another mech goes down from Dropship 4, two against two now. But however, Cameron's Highlanders does have lead in this. Dropship 4 seems to have forgotten it yet again, and a third mech goes down from Cameron's Highlanders, a Vulcan gone now.
Yeah, the kills are pretty even across the boards, but Dropship 4's hurt significantly worse than Cameron's Highlanders. Cameron's Highlanders may take drop number 3 here as Getchu goes down. And now Jack is down to Violent Blue, Yin Yang Spinning Thing, and Soviet Armada.
All mechs are too banged up currently to see where things are going to go.
Yeah. So the freshest mech right now is Kulan, and his Commando 1D was 69%. Though Dropship 4 did get back in the circle.
Down to a 2v2. 2v1.
And the Nova's down to 1 touch on the leg here, and as he goes down. So Cameron Highlanders
is taken drop 3 with just a sliver of their mech still alive.
Yeah, so it looks like Dropship 4 almost made the same mistake again in drop 3 as they did in drop. And I think while they were repositioning, Cameron's Highlanders just pounced on him. Derek doing 768 damage in his quick draw. MVP for the game there. He got, says here he's got 2 kills and 6 assists, but we all know he's got 3. He had to take out Rainbow Dash as well.
Now, this means that Dropship 4 is now, if they win the next 2 drops, are tied for first place of NA Division C, which will have to result in a tiebreaker through scores.
Alright, and do some quick bookkeeping here.
Now, interesting enough, there's not very high team damage from either side, which means that the team kill must have resulted from mech already almost dead.
Still, though, you never like to see that, especially in the middle of a brawl. Things get nuts, but you got to be careful on those strikes.
Oh yeah, I don't think it was a strike. I just think he caught a mid MRM stream. Derek was bringing the MRM to 60 IV4.
Slightly related note, TB Kind knows how to follow instructions, and at the end of the stream, will be getting a mech bay. MC. Don't want to downgrade your prize by accident. So, flip us back to the lobby.
Now, Cameron's Highlanders is now 2-1 against Dropship 4, which is a pretty significant upset so far in the current standings of this division. However, it is not over yet, with drops 4 and 5 being on Viridian Ball.